Imagine a place where the rocks aren't just rocks, but seem to have been shaped by a great sculptor. Cappadocia is precisely that, a region in the heart of central Turkey, famous for its unique rock formations that seem straight out of a dream. They are deep valleys, rolling hills, and most importantly, the iconic fairy chimneys, tall pointed pillars of rock, often topped with a stone, reminiscent of the chimneys of houses in a magical world. How the fairy chimneys came to be, a gift of volcanoes and time. The volcanic origin, the filling of the earth. It all began millions of years ago, when Cappadocia was a region of intense volcanic activity. Several volcanoes erupted repeatedly, covering the landscape with layers and layers of volcanic ash, tuff, and solidified lava. Imagine it as a giant cake. The tuff layers were softer and more porous, like a sponge, while the lava layers were harder and more resistant, like a shell. Nature's sculpture, wind and water in action. Over time, these volcanoes calmed down. It was then that wind and water, the true artists of Cappadocia, began their tireless work. Rain and strong winds eroded the layers of softer rock tough, unevenly. Imagine water flowing down a dune, carrying away the sand but leaving behind some firmer sections. In areas where a layer of harder rock lava covered a column of softer tuff, this top layer acted as a protective cap. It prevented rain and wind from eroding the tuff directly beneath. Thus, while the surrounding tuff was washed away, the columns protected by the cap of hard rock remained standing, forming the tall and unique fairy chimneys. They are, in fact, remnants of what was once a vast volcanic plain. Cappadocia is not a city, but a historic region in the heart of Turkey, a country that connects Europe and Asia. Think of it as a large area encompassing several smaller provinces and cities, in the heart of central Anatolia. For your convenience, this is a reference. In the center of the country, imagine a map of Turkey. Cappadocia is right in the center, a considerable distance from the famous coastal cities or the capital. Away from the hustle and bustle of Istanbul, if you think of Turkey and bustling Istanbul immediately comes to mind, you should know that Cappadocia is quite far away. To get there from Istanbul, you would take a flight of about an hour and a bit to nearby airports, such as Nevşehir or Kayseri, which already gives the impression of a more rural and peaceful region. And what's even more intriguing is that Cappadocia isn't just famous for its rock formations above ground. Underground, it hides an even more surprising world. Imagine living inside the earth itself, in a labyrinth of tunnels and rooms carved into the soft rock. Cappadocia's underground cities are precisely that, gigantic complexes created not by chance, but by human intelligence and perseverance. It's as if people had transformed the underground into a vast habitable anthill, but with impressive engineering. Why and how were they built? These cities weren't designed for everyday life, but as shelters. Think of them as giant bunkers of the past. Protection against invaders. The main reason for their construction was security. Thousands of years ago, Cappadocia was an important route for armies and invaders. When danger approached, surface dwellers, including Christians fleeing persecution, quickly retreated to these hidden cities. It was an ingenious way to disappear from the map and protect themselves. Ingenious construction, the soft volcanic rock tuff that forms the fairy chimneys was also perfect for excavation. With simple tools, people created layers upon layers of tunnels and secret passages, some so narrow that only one person could pass at a time, others with traps for intruders. Rooms and living quarters, areas for sleeping, cooking, and living. Stables, places for housing animals. Churches and chapels, spaces for prayer. Ventilation systems, vertical ducts that ensured the flow of fresh air to the deeper layers, like a natural air conditioning system. Giant stone gates, huge stone wheels that could be rolled to close the entrances, sealing the city from within and completely blocking access to enemies. Imagine a giant millstone used as a security gate. The most famous. There are dozens of underground cities in Cappadocia, but two stand out for their size and complexity. Derinkuyu, this is the deepest, with some 18 levels dug underground and capable of housing thousands of people, along with their animals and supplies. Kaymakli, slightly smaller, but equally impressive, with narrower tunnels and an organization that demonstrates the care given to community life. Visiting one of these cities today is like traveling back in time. Walk through the same tunnels these people used centuries ago, feel the coolness of the rock, and experience human ingenuity in surviving and protecting themselves in difficult times. Imagine yourself floating gently over a dreamlike landscape as the sun rises over the horizon, dyeing the sky and the rock formations in shades of gold and pink. Flying in a hot air balloon in Cappadocia isn't just a tourist experience. It's an almost mystical experience, a true aerial ballet that has made the region one of the most coveted destinations in the world. Why is Cappadocia perfect for hot air ballooning? It's no coincidence that thousands of balloons take off there every day, transforming the sky into a colorful mosaic at dawn. Cappadocia boasts a unique combination of factors that make it a sanctuary for this activity, as if nature itself had designed the perfect setting for this spectacle. First, its surreal geography, the unique geological formations, known as fairy chimneys, the rolling valleys, and the sculpted rocks in earthy tones create a landscape infinitely more impressive when seen from above. It's as if nature had designed a giant carpet, with incredible textures and reliefs, tailor-made to be admired from above, revealing details and perspectives that Earth would never allow. Second, its favorable climatic conditions. The region enjoys relatively calm and incredibly predictable winds, especially in the early hours of the morning. This stability is crucial for the safety and success of flights. Imagine it as a natural runway with near-perfect conditions, allowing balloons to rise and fly with unparalleled smoothness, almost without turbulence. And finally, the so-called flight voids or wind tunnels. The air currents in Cappadocia are so unique that they allow balloons to sail through valleys and fairy chimneys, offering incredibly close views of the rock formations. This ability to glide so close to natural sculptures is exceptional and spectacular, an intimacy with the landscape that few places in the world can offer. The Dawn Ritual, an unforgettable experience. The ritual of this adventure begins even before dawn. You'll be taken to the launch pad, where the darkness of night still stretches across the horizon. There, dozens of balloons are inflated, their powerful flames illuminating the gloom of dawn in a unique spectacle. It's a ballet of light and shadow, with balloons coming to life like sleeping giants awakening, inflating majestically and preparing for flight. Upon takeoff, the sensation is pure weightlessness, almost as if floating in a dream. There's no turbulence, just a smooth, silent glide as the world unfolds below you. The basket, which seats 12 to 24 people, offers a 360-degree panoramic view, revealing Cappadocia in all its splendor, with hundreds of balloons coloring the sky, creating a scene that seems straight out of a movie. After approximately an hour of flight, with the sun already high in the air and the landscape completely revealed, the balloon lands gently, usually in an open field. The celebration culminates with a traditional champagne toast, a moment of joy and gratitude that marks the end of a truly unforgettable adventure. A balloon flight in Cappadocia is, for many, the highlight of any trip to Turkey. It is an experience that remains etched not only in the memory, but also in the eyes and soul, a vivid reminder of the beauty and magic our planet offers. Thank you so much for joining me on this virtual exploration of one of the most incredible places on our planet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating trips.